In today's video, we're going to take a look at the gold market, and I will share with you one of the last setups that we had with time and price, but then I'm going to give you a current setup that's within the context of what we're looking for potentially in the bigger picture. So one of the last setups that we had was it was a simple symmetry setup. It was basically when we had 100% of this first swing down projected here, and that came in at the 11.95.40 area. Now, it wasn't a perfect hit as far as the support. You went a teeny bit below it, but it wasn't enough to negate that as a decision. But the most important part about that was that we also had a grouping of cycles between the 9th through the 10th. So 9th, 10th, 9th, 10th, 9th. And the actual low was made on the 10th. So it was made within the time window for a low. Now, it finally did stabilize, and it finally did trigger on the buy side. And the fact that we've now also cleared the symmetry of this swing leads me to believe that it could even continue higher towards this next extension target. Okay, now that's what I'm thinking. That doesn't mean that it's definitely going to get there, but that's the typical target that we would look for now that it's taken out the symmetry. So with that in mind, the potential for continued higher prices, we're going to look at a 30-minute chart, and I'm going to show you how we would set up something within the context of the bigger picture work. And I'm just going to take these prior high to low swings, project them from the recent high, and then just run the retracements of these prior swings here. And that's going to give us some risk definition, because obviously you don't want to be a buyer up here and risk all the way down here. You want to look at some of the shorter term entries, so it's not a ridiculous amount of risk at this point, but it's still within the context of the bigger picture decision. So the area that I would focus on at this point is this 1246.90 to 1247.30 area, which we're testing, and so far it's holding. And if it continues to hold, you can look at your buy triggers against this 30-minute support and know that if it does hold up, that the initial upside target is going to be the 1272 extension of the swing into the zone, which means 1252.60, and then the second target would be this 1254.03 area. But don't forget that in the bigger picture, there are even higher targets. So, what if it makes those minor targets and keeps going towards that target? The potential is there for that to occur. But bottom line, this is not a ridiculous amount of risk. Okay, so this is the area that I'm looking at. If we continue to hold above it, I will consider myself wrong on this particular trade entry if we break underneath that 1246.90 area.